It's the Joe Show.
It's the Joe Show with me, Joe. It's Technology Tuesday, which is the day where we look at a piece of technology or an article about technology, or I just talk about technology, or maybe I turn into technology. Actually, today we're talking about an app that millennials like me know nothing about, which is TikTok. Just kidding, some of us know a lot about TikTok. I'm not one of those people. Regardless, there's a lot going on with TikTok lately. There was a big bidding war to buy them, at least the US operations for TikTok, because it's linked to China. I don't want to get into it. I've done videos on it before. To get you up to date on what actually happened, the Oracle Corporation won the bid for TikTok, which means now they get to make the cloud servers in the US for TikTok. Not really the acquisition that the Trump administration was looking for, but I guess it's a win for Oracle, because if you don't know Oracle, you probably are more familiar with TikTok because you're a Gen Zer. Millennials barely know Oracle. It was kind of around big time in the 80s and 90s, and they had all sorts of lawsuits and crap that happened. It's not the greatest technology company, but it was, pretty successful and helped build Silicon Valley. But now they're just an old man tech company. And as Professor Scott Galloway says, Oracle is just looking for hair plugs, aka they're balding and looking for something fresh, and they got mixed in with TikTok. Also, Larry Ellison, the owner of TikTok, is a big Trump supporter, so that also helps your chances. That aside, TikTok is trying to be a little bit more transparent than Facebook and a little bit more upfront with people. And they recently unveiled their algorithm in the middle of all this talk of acquisition, or at least how their algorithm works. They didn't actually print out the algorithm and they were like, look at all the ones and zeros, it's our algorithm. No, they had an executive explain what exactly was going on. So that's what we're going to read today from Axios. TikTok revealed its algorithm. Let's find out why TikTok is so damn addicting. Just look at it. So, TikTok on Wednesday revealed some of the elusive workings of the prized algorithm that keeps hundreds of millions of users worldwide hooked on the viral video app. The code TikTok uses to pick your next video is a large part of what has led to the 2-year-old company to achieve broad popularity among a remarkable $20 to $30 billion valuation. The key asset is in play as TikTok's Chinese parent prepares to sell its US operation amid fears about its relationship with China's government, feeding them the data. The dragon is hungry. But what's driving this news? On a call with reporters on Wednesday, TikTok executives said they were revealing details of their algorithm and data practices to dispel any myths and rumors about the company. They don't want to turn into the next Facebook. That's kind of what they're looking for here. Quote, we're a 2-year-old company operating with the expectations of a 10-year-old company, said Michael Beckerman, TikTok's vice president in charge of U.S. public policy. Quote, we didn't have the opportunity to grow up in the golden years of the internet, when tech companies could do no wrong. We grew up in the techlash age, where there's a lot of skepticism of platforms, how they moderate their content, and how their algorithms work. TikTok executives also gave reporters a virtual tour of its new Transparency Center in Los Angeles. The center will have areas for people to demo computer modules that showcase how TikTok algorithms and data practices work. That's actually a fresh perspective on how to deal with this transparency problem that both Twitter, Facebook, and Google face, is that they're making some sort of physical place where you can go and, I guess, in an interactive way, see their algorithm play out in front of you. It's a fresh perspective. That's all I can call it. And it also shows that they can read the room. TikTok is currently the only social media platform that's algorithm based that's setting up something like this with transparency. I actually laud them for it. I think it's a great idea. This is all, however, assuming that TikTok actually survives its current form, as President Trump has set a September 15th deadline, that's today, for the company's Chinese owner ByteDance to find an American purchaser, or it will face a ban in the United States. Also, good luck with that, Trump. It ain't gonna happen. China recently instituted new export restrictions on software that could prevent TikTok's algorithm from being included in any sale. So China is also taking actions on their end. So how this all works. TikTok's algorithm uses machine learning to determine what content a user is most likely to engage with and serve them more of it by finding videos that are similar or that are liked by people with similar user preferences. If you've spent any time on TikTok, you actually know that's exactly how it works. They're really good at finding videos and serving them to you and engaging you with them. So let's dive a little bit deeper than that. When a user first opens TikTok, they are shown 8 popular videos featuring different trends, music, and topics. After that, the algorithm will continue to serve the user new iterations of 8 videos based on which videos the user engages with and what the user does. The algorithm then identifies similar videos to those that have engaged the user based on video information, which could include video details or video information like captions, hashtags, or even sounds chosen in the video. As you can edit your videos on TikTok, they must also pay attention to the sounds that people are choosing to put in the video. Recommendations also take into account user device and account settings, which include data like language preference, country settings, and even device type. So they know if you're on an Android or an iPhone phone, for example, and they might actually keep you together with iPhone users, it sounds like. Once TikTok collects enough data about the user, the app is then able to map a user's preferences in relation to similar users and group them into clusters. Simultaneously, it also groups videos into clusters based on similar themes like basketball or bunnies. As it was called Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright. Then the machine learning comes in. The algorithm serves videos to users based on their proximity to other clusters of users and content they like. TikTok's logic aims to avoid redundancies that could bore the user, like seeing multiple videos with the same music or even from the same creator. But TikTok concedes that this ability to nail users' preferences so efficiently means that its algorithm can produce filter bubbles, reinforcing users' existing preferences rather than showing them more varied content, widening their horizons, or offering them opposing viewpoints. This is also a problem on both Twitter and Facebook, where you get caught in these content bubbles that just reiterate your ideas back to you instead of letting you see a fresh perspective. The company says that it's studying these filter bubbles, including how long they last and how a user encounters them, to get better at breaking them when necessary. Since filter bubbles can reinforce conspiracy theories, hoaxes, and other misinformation, TikTok's product and policy teams study which accounts and video information, themes, hashtags, captions, and so on, might be linked to misinformation. Videos or creators linked to misinformation are sent to the company's global content reviewers so they can be managed before they are distributed to users on the main feed, which is called the For You page. That is actually really interesting that they're being so transparent about how they're filtering people out and trying to combat misinformation, hoaxes, and conspiracy theories. I think this is a really positive thing, and I wish that other social media platforms would take it as seriously as it sounds like TikTok is taking it. I haven't been a fan of TikTok in the past because of its link to China, but it sounds like they are actually taking the necessary steps to prevent things like filter bubbles and also get out of the techlash of people, not wanting to be on these platforms because of all the bad shit that happens on them. The briefing also featured updates about TikTok's data, privacy, and security practices. The company says it tries to triage and prevent incidents on its platform before they happen by working to detect patterns of problems before they spread. TikTok's chief security officer, Roland Cloutier, said it plans to hire more than 100 data security and privacy experts by the end of the year in the US. He also said that the company will be building a monitoring, response, and investigative center in Washington, D.C. to actively detect and respond to critical incidents in real time. This is incredible. It's like TikTok is actually paying attention to what's going on in the world and actively trying to be a better platform than Facebook. This is actually serious competition to Instagram, as I see Gen Zers moving way over to TikTok. They have no interest in Instagram, mainly because us, the millennials, are there, and sometimes their parents, who happen to be millennials, are on Instagram, and they don't want to get mixed in with that. So they've moved over to Gen Z, so Gen Z has moved over to TikTok, and TikTok is taking data, privacy, and security more seriously. Maybe because they have had this scrutiny because of their link to China. I don't know. Also, I don't know if I can trust exactly what they're saying. There is still a link to ByteDance, which is a link to the People's Republic of China, which happens to violate human rights on a daily basis. So, where is the big picture here, and how does this end? Beckerman says that TikTok's transparency efforts are meant to position the company to be a leader in Silicon Valley. We want to take a leadership position and show more about how the app works, he said. For us, we're new, and we want to do this because we don't have anything to hide. The more we're talking to and meeting with lawmakers, the more comfortable they are with the product, and that's the way it should be. It sounds like a lot of this is in response to the scrutiny that they've received because their users messed with a Trump rally, deservedly so, and because it's so popular. Plus, they're linked to mainland China and the ability for the Chinese to potentially use it to, I guess, do surveillance on the rest of the world, which they're already doing to their own people. Where does this leave us? I honestly have no idea. I like the fact that they're building a transparency center in LA. It's weird that Oracle was the one who won the bid, unless you look at the money, and the money says that they paid Donald Trump for the opportunity. So I guess cool, but also not really a big win for anybody. If they're just setting up the cloud servers here in the US, it still leaves access to the algorithm and to the actual data to the Chinese to do whatever they want to do with it. Though, if you've been on TikTok, and I've said this before, I don't actually know what they're getting from us other than our faces. So if they wanted to build an machine learning, AI-powered facial recognition drone army to come and destroy every single person in the US, maybe one drone for 4 people, I guess they could do that. I don't think that's going to happen. That's a pretty dystopian and sci-fi world that would be. But it is a possibility, and that has been today's Tech Tuesday, all about TikTok's algorithm. Let me know what you think. Are you a TikTok user? Tell me in the comments. And in the meantime, because that's been today's Joe Show, in the meantime, if you read something cool or find something cool about technology, send it to hijoeshow@gmail.com and read something good, because I love you.